But we start off with the battle of the roommates. Yesterday, we talked about Colin Knippel and how some people have him as the rookie of the year, and they went at it last night in a classic showdown.
They did. Really got to put some Knippel clamps down on that guy.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Come on.
Been a rough week for comedy on this show.
I don't know about that. See, that if you guys don't find that funny, that's not on me. That's on the audience right there. That's a funny joke.
Time out. I think I've had a decent week of comedy. You said in one of my emails, you said being locked down has improved your comedy this week.
Yeah, your comedy attempts. Like yesterday, listening to KNC on the way home, I didn't laugh at all. It was more kind of like you just getting off on your own attempts.
Yeah, no.
And I know Kevin Hagelin didn't laugh.
Yeah, I was shooting the wheels off. That wasn't an attempt to be funny. That was an attempt to get Hagee just to break, and it didn't really work. He just got mad.
And in Bobby's defense, I also wouldn't use Hagee's humor as the litmus test for what is funny and what is not. But
I like the Hornets announcer. He calls him the con man. Another three for the con man.
He is a con man. That's a fraudulent basketball player. He's good. He's good. That's
want to get aggregated in Charlotte radio.
They don't have radio there. They don't even have fans there.
Isn't that where T-Bone is?
That's right. T-Bone, tri-tip. No, tri-tip. One of the two. Okay. T-Bone, tri-tip. Whatever kind of Denver steak. Have you heard of that? You know the Denver cut?
Yeah, it's very good.
I've heard
it's expensive.
I've heard it's fantastic. If you come across a Denver, you got to get it. But when you put up 49, that's the story. I don't care if you win or lose. And you're 18, you're 19 years old. That is the story. Because that is a performance. And that's why you don't trade him, Bobby, for Giannis.
You're welcome. Motivated him. Lit a fire under him.
There you go. I like that.
That's what I did. And he was, that's the best possible outcome for every game the rest of the season. He puts up 50 and they lose. That's what I want to see. I want to see improving the draft position while also seeing development. That's the best way to get any of this done. Make it entertaining, but don't actually turn it into a victory.
I think that maybe was his dunk of the year. That was nasty, posterizing one of the Hornets. Then he hits the clutch three. Not so clean with the final possessions as it was a rough pass. And then that shot in order to go ahead and tie and extend this thing. It's not the shot you want.
No. And, obviously it's not the inbound pass you want. And it's also, the defensive player did make a nice play to get a hand on it. But that's like Bobby said, that's the good part of it. You wind up losing either way. You would like to see a better possession, at least maybe get a clean look and still miss, so you can still keep the dream alive of back-to-back overall number one picks and get yourself Cam Booth, another Duke player, or AJ, whoever you want to get. But yeah, it's not the cleanest final play.
Cooper breaks the NBA record for points in a game by a teenager. Cliff Robinson set the previous record of 45 at age 19 for New Jersey. I'm like, that can't be Clifford Robinson off the Blazers who wore the headband. I don't think.
Oh, it's are there other Cliff Robinsons? Let me look him up. I didn't realize he was that young, though, playing in the NBA. I didn't realize he was a teenager, Cliff Robinson.
Yeah, it can't be him. But maybe it is. Flagg set...
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's 1979.
I didn't realize we lost Clifford Robinson.
Did he end up in Portland on that stat sheet you're looking at?
No way.
No.
He was 23 years old as a rookie. That's not right.
Yeah, that's not him. So it's a different one. I was thinking of unless my brain is going, which it has this week with many instances, Cliff Robinson on the Clyde Drexler teams.
Yeah, no, this is a different Cliff Robinson. This is the guy that was drafted in 79 as a 19-year-old.
Flagg set career highs with 20 field goals on 29 shots. That is efficiency, and also had 10 rebounds as well. But the con man gets the last laugh. Really not. As Bobby said, that's what we want. The Mavs fall to 10 games under 500. They're losing now after their little mini winning streak, and the Hornets, I believe, have won 5 in a row on the night where the emotions were flowing with Mark Aguirre having his jersey retired and Isaiah Thomas there in the pregame and Rolando Blackman, the class act that joined KNC in studio, all giving him the hugs as everyone was breaking down.
It's way overdue. It's
amazing what happens with some of these teams with the verbal breakdown, the emotional breakdown afterwards. Whether it's Aguirre, we have a little hiccup here with Dirk, which hopefully Patrick Dumont is making right. I don't know the extent of Aikman and Emmett. when the Cowboys' run was over. Josh Hamilton or some of the steroid guys with the Rangers, Mike Madonna with the Stars. It's amazing how sometimes, that bridge gets burned.
It does. I don't know, for any number of reasons why. Some of it's self-inflicted. Some of it is how the divorce happened between the franchises. And then some of it is because you bring in a general manager who just wanted to torpedo everything and make this his own mark.
Yeah, that definitely helps explain Dirk. Mark Aguirre owns a lot of that too. Like when he kind of quit on his way out of here when he got traded to Detroit.
And CA yesterday, who you brought in as a special uninvited guest to KNC.
No. Kevin Hagelin said you might as well bring CA in here too, and I said okay. So I went and got him.
And he kind of threw it out there, Mark. Maybe a unpredictable personality early on.
Yeah, and Mark Aguirre was, like I said, he quit when he left here. It was like an Ian Kinsler like exit when he was gone. Like it was bad blood. But Mark Aguirre had gotten over that a while ago, and Mark Aguirre used to get emotional whenever he'd be asked about when he was an assistant coach for a while, I think, for the Pistons, but he would come through town and people would say, hey, you think you're ever going to see your jersey retired? And he would get emotional about it because he did want to see it recognized here. He still did have fondness for Dallas, and he was an elite scorer here. He was a star here one of their first original stars, probably the guy out of all of the Blackman and Derek Harper run there. But it's good that they finally corrected that. That was one of the more encouraging things I saw when around draft time Dumont and the Mavericks announced they were going to retire his jersey. I was like, okay, they might actually be trying to look at what are some historic wrongs we've got here, and let's start trying to fix as many of these as we can.
Well, speaking of players leaving and the Nico reference from Choppy, Tim McMahon now revealing an off-the-record conversation that it sounded like he had with Nico when he was starting to think about trading 77, and Tim dropped it on his pod.
So, and this was right after the Christmas calf strain, which is Luka's fourth calf strain in a short span, like whatever it was, 18 months or so. And it was an off-the-record discussion. But, and he basically was complaining about, like, it's always the same problem. It's always the same problem, referring to Luka's conditioning. And I've said, what are you going to do about it? Basically I said, hey, man, I'm tired of being the bad guy. I'm tired of being the one who's always reporting on the conditioning, and it's, y'all never put your names on it. So if you want to complain about his conditioning, put your name on it, because I'm tired of taking all the heat.
Right.
I said, so, what are you going to do about it? And I swear to you, Mike, he said, if I got to trade him, I'll trade his ass. And I threw my head back and rolled my eyes because I was like, sure you will, buddy.
How bad is that? Like, Nico, this is the thing. Gosh, every time this comes up, it upsets me. Nico floats this idea by some people and gets Dumont laughed at him the first time he said it. Tim McMahon rolls his eyes like, okay, yeah, but what are you actually going to do? Because nobody's that dumb. And he still was like, yeah, I'm going to do this, and there's not going to be significant problems with this. Even though everyone, even neutral observers, have laughed and like, yeah, okay, whatever, dude, you're not doing that. It pisses me off every time.
And now Luka dealing with his injury off of the elevated court in Cleveland.
At Rocket Center or whatever, but this court in Cleveland, J.J. Redick spoke after the game because there is a problem with this floor that sits. If you look at the side photo, this thing sits a foot raised at least off the ground. J.J. Redick not happy with the court in Cleveland.
So is it the whole floor? Is it the sideline?
So it's, like where the, obviously you get where the benches are, and then you get the baseline. Okay, after that, there's a drop-off. It just drops off. And it doesn't drop off like the NCAA court does, where it's like you got to go down steps. You have to go down one step thing here. It's like that. As opposed to a lot of places have a ramp, a gradual ramp that goes, kind of slides down. And Luka fell off the side of it and, kind of tweaked his ankle a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's a problem.